Is there somebody outside who can let the others out there to come in?
Ladies and gentlemen, can we all rise and welcome the Minister, the Premier of the province of the Eastern Cape, and the entourage. Yes. Can we? Thank you very much.
Safety and security wants to do a quick briefing.
Before. Yeah. We'll now allow for the colleagues from the hotel to conduct the safety measures. But whilst they are still coming, let me take this opportunity and welcome everybody in this session. Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Honorable Soli Malatsi, Honorable Premier of the Eastern Cape, Honorable Oscar Mabuyana, the Honorable MEC for Economic Development, Honorable Peters, the Executive Mayor, Honorable Lobishe, and the Speaker of Nelson Mandela, Honorable Johnson, members of the Mayoral Committee of Nelson Mandela, the Deputy Mayor, the DG of the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies, distinguished guests from the member countries of the G20 and the 9 invited countries to this important gathering. Our participants, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good morning. My name is Mahlubandile Kwase. I'm from the Office of the Premier. I've been asked by the DG to direct this short program, which is not likely to take more than 45 minutes, as clearly outlined in the program. I'll request the guys from security to just over to you, madam.
Good morning. My name is Frasne Phillips. I'm the Safety Officer. Welcome to Nelson Mandela Bay and all protocol observed. I think it is very important for all our visitors to our city to remember a few important things, not just in the city but also in the venue. Can AV just help me move the presentation? Apologies for that. So it is important to know where your emergency evacuation is once you're inside the venue. So we're going to talk about that and then the visitor safety tips. So the emergency evacuation, obviously you have to look for the signs throughout the venue. There will be an alarm that goes off. Please, I ask everybody just to remain calm and listen to the instructions, follow the emergency routes. Please don't use the elevator or the lift during the evacuation. Walk out of the building quickly, following the green evacuation signs. Don't go anywhere else but to the assembly points, and don't look for your friends or go into any other area. Assembly points are located on the grass areas outside the building. And go directly to your nearest assembly point. The emergency personnel will attend to the emergencies. Give your name to the person doing the roll call, and please remain at the assembly point until it's safe to be moving away. The bathrooms are located outside the venue, and because we are a water-scarce city, please use water sparingly. So a few visitor safety tips. These are relevant no matter which city in the world you visit. So kindly take that into account because we care about your safety and we want to share some helpful tips to ensure that you have a safe and enjoyable visit in Nelson Mandela Bay. Just to remind you, we do not need tickets or permits to walk along the beachfront, to visit the pier or the promenade. Park your car or explore any of our historical sites. Please avoid accepting assistance from strangers to buy a ticket at a cashback or ATM machine. Be cautious when you're using that ATM and cancel the transaction if you are in any doubt. Keep your valuables out of sight, cameras, cell phones, and please avoid drawing unnecessary attention to yourself. Stay in a well-lit, busy areas and avoid walking in the dark or in isolated places. Travel in a group when you're heading to your hotel or in any other destination and avoid leaving valuables unattended. For safety reasons, only swim in designated areas where there's a lifeguard. We do have a venue operations center at this venue and we have Colonel Kita as our commander. So those are the signs that you need to look out. There's a warning sign, restrooms, and also the location of the fire equipment. We also have a medical team on site, so if you do not feel well, please let us know and we'll assist to the best of our ability. And then I thank you and I hope you have a very successful conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you very much, Ms. Phillips, for that outline of safety and health measures. Without much ado, I'm going to now request the Honorable Premier of the Eastern Cape, Mr. Oscar Mabuyana, to come forward and do the welcoming remarks. A big round of applause for the Honorable Premier.
That was so quick. I wanted some time just to acclimatize. Thank you very much, Program Director DDG Kwase, the Minister of Communication and Digital Technologies, Honorable Soli Malachi, Executive Mayor of Nelson Mandela, Councillor Lobishe, the Member of Executive Council for Economic Development, Environment and Tourism in the province of Eastern Cape, Honorable Peters, the Speaker of this municipality and all councillors present, the Director General of the Department of Communication and Digital Technologies and all government officials, distinguished G20 delegates present here and those who are connecting virtual, the business and labor representatives, the Sherpa Track team, representatives of the local knowledge partners, and the leaders of academia and civil society. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Another historic moment indeed for me to stand here as I did a few weeks ago when we were welcoming delegates to the employment working group of the G20. It is indeed an honor for the Eastern Cape province to host once again this critical gathering of the G20, looking at the digital economy here in Nelson Mandela Metro Municipality. We thank you, Honorable Minister, for choosing the Eastern Cape as a host of this important meeting. To all delegates, I want to say, feel at home, away from home. You are all welcomed. The G20 summit, which will be hosted by our country towards the end of this year, is a historic moment for South Africa and the continent. It affirms our nation's role as a champion of social and economic transformation in a world that is facing serious geopolitical challenges. Therefore, as we meet here in Gqeberha, Our discussions must center on how to turn global cooperation into tangible solutions that promote inclusive growth, solidarity, social justice, and sustainable development. As we welcome the G20 Digital Economic Working Group, we reaffirm our commitment to building an economy that works for all. Let this gathering be a catalyst for change, where discussions lead to real solutions, policies that translate into positive impact, dignity, equity, and opportunity. We are of the view that the digital economy must be inclusive so that it benefits all societies of the world and not a select few. For this to happen, Honorable Minister and delegates, we must make sure that during these engagements, we must come up with solutions that make it possible for ensuring equal access to financial resources by entrepreneurs in all G20 member states and the rest of the world. We've seen how this is an enabling environment in places like Silicon Valley in the USA, making it possible for innovators to flourish in the emergence of the Oxford-Cambridge corridor and the Cambridge cluster in the United Kingdom. Also, we have seen how partnership between government and private sector, particularly investors, make it possible for places like India, Bangalore, and to emerge and get into digital economy with fresh, innovative products and services. So we are looking for social compact, we are looking for partnership, that when we are faced with challenges the way that we are able to come together and be able to nudge each other towards finding solutions. As G20 member states, we have to appreciate that we are stronger together. We have to focus more on what brings us together than what may divide us. When we collaborate, we will be able to develop, grow, and show inclusivity in the work we do. Our people will develop, but only when we work together, trade with each other fairly, support each other, and learn from each other. At the beginning of this 7th term of administration as the province of Eastern Cape, we set ourselves a mammoth task of pursuing 5 growth frontiers that are critical for economic growth and job creation in the Eastern Cape. We identified digital economy as one of our growth frontiers. We did not just pronounce on digital economy, but immediately undertook an investment mission to a number of countries in pursuance of the economic diplomacy. We went to China and a number of other Asian countries. We've seen a lot on how best we can really fast-track and catalyze the development through the digital economy. The automotive sector provides the perfect base for us to leap into economic diversification. As the world moves to electric vehicles, we are investing in ICT skills, research, and development that is necessary to prepare the Eastern Cape for the 6th generation network. We are a hub, South African hub on auto sector. More than 50% of cars that you see across the streets of South Africa are done or are assembled here in this province of Eastern Cape. We are moving with speed in facilitating technology-led industrial upgrading, which will see attraction and retention of new technology into the province. For instance, the Eastern Cape Industrial Development Zone has now positioned itself to attract ICT equipment manufacturers to manufacture for the local and export market. The East London IDZ is also working hard to attract the ICT service providers, undersea cable operators, and other clientele to take advantage of excellent infrastructure platform and connectivity to ensure security of institutional data and records. I must add that the East London IDZ Science and Technology Park has also become the breeding ground for new technology innovation and support of entrepreneurs in the digital economic sector. This Science and Technology Park is a great illustration of how technology can be used to aid industrial upgrading and participation of local businesses in the global economy. On the side of the provincial administration, we pronounced in 2019 that we want to be a data-driven province to support decision-making and policy development. Thus, we started the process to establish a central nerve point for data with modern technology at the Eastern Cape Socio-Economic Consultative Council in East London. The data center is instrumental in tracking spending and implementation of infrastructure projects in the province. We are now using it to analyze critical data on other developmental areas of our province, including issues of health. We've really made headways in the past decades integrating ICT and digital programs into our governance framework. One of the projects we are rolling out is the broadband project to improve connectivity and enable a participation of our people in the digital economy. We undertook this project to address the great need of connectivity in the province as a means of delivering services to rural communities. Whilst there is an access to network and connectivity in the urban areas, in our villages, we have the unfortunate reality of intermittent connectivity. This is the reason that we have to double our effort to drive digital transformation and innovate our services, our service delivery and systems and processes. We are a vast province with difficult terrains and limited connectivity, but we have the potential to exploit coastal regions for landing points for undersea cable for connectivity. The benefit of the broadband project are already being felt in government facilities and in our communities. For instance, we've improved e-health delivery with patients and clinical records, leading to reduction in the medical legal claims. We've improved access to learning materials, thus contributing to improve matric results. We also launched the innovative livestock traceability system to combat stock theft and ensure traceability of animals in line with animal identification legislation. We are not working alone in enhancing connectivity in this province. Our dependable partners such as SA Connect and USASA have really upped the ante of connecting the communities in Owar Tambo and Alfred Nzo, two poorest districts in the whole country here in our province. Our reliable cellular network service providers are part of this, and they've been doing a lot in investing in their infrastructure to ensure that our people are connected. In line with the DPSA determination and directive on the usage of cloud, all our government departments, Honorable Minister, have migrated to cloud for email user data storage, and as well as the application and the databases. What I've just shared with you, colleagues, are the advances we've made over the past few years. Let me add that the advent of technologies like generative artificial intelligence and advanced data analytics offers us a profound opportunity. By collaborating with industry leaders in the private-public partnership, we can harness these tools. Artificial intelligence can enhance the efficiency of our social programs, enabling us to target resources more effectively and deliver services faster. It can also help to improve our economy through investments and into innovation, infrastructure, manufacturing, and processing. Through data-driven decision-making, we can ensure transparency and accountability, rooting out inefficiencies and guarding against corruption and state capture. By adopting cutting-edge digital tools, we create an environment where the businesses can thrive, public services can reach many people, fostering innovation, job creation, and global competitiveness. We commit to continue partnering with the brightest minds and the most innovative organizations in the digital world space to bring these technologies into the heart of our developmental aspirations. Today, I call on all stakeholders, government departments, private sector partners, civil society, and academic institutions to align their efforts, Let's work together to ensure that every investment, policy, and program contributes to a shared vision of digital empowerment, a global citizen. This year, we will launch the Eastern Cape Digital Transformation Strategy. That strategy is important because technology is not just about systems and infrastructure. It is about our people. It is about giving our citizens the tools to thrive in the modern economy, the confidence to innovate, and the resources to build a better future. In ensuring that digital economy is inclusive and sustainable, we need to ensure that investors, financiers work with government to ensure that resources reach places like Hanan in China, Mkanduli in South Africa, Guaraja in Brazil, Falda in Argentina, Akuku in Nigeria, Techeda in Spain, Mandal in Norway. We have an opportunity to ensure digital economy infrastructure is not only built in certain countries, to ensure that investment are not only made to businesses and products owned by men more than those owned by women, particularly women in the developing world. Our discussions today must be guided by the principles of inclusion, innovation, and impact. I wish you all the fruitful deliberations in this meeting. As the province, we look forward to the outcomes of this deliberation, and we hope that they will empower our efforts to ensure inclusive economic growth. Thank you very much. You are all welcome.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier, for that warm welcome. We usually say that people must take off their jackets, but I know that there's an aircon here which is keeping this space very cool. It might be a bit dangerous to take off your jacket if it's too cold, but we usually say take off your jackets to show that you are warmly welcome in the province that we call the home of legends, because that's where Dr. Nelson Mandela was born, and a number of other legends in the country. A number of them are coming from this beautiful province of the Eastern Cape. Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Without much ado, I'll now request the Honorable Minister of Digital Communications and Digital Technologies, Honorable Solly Molatsi, to address this gathering.
Program Director to the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Premier Mabuyani, MEC Peters, to the Executive Mayor, Lubisha, and all the leaders of the different spheres of government, and our esteemed guests who are here. It's a great pleasure for me to officially open the G20 Digital Economy Working Group and the incoming Task Force on Artificial Intelligence, Data Governance, and Innovation. We gather here in Gqeberha on the shores of the Eastern Cape for a truly historic moment. This is the first time that an African nation holds the G20 presidency, and we embrace this responsibility on behalf of our country, our continent, and the broader global South. We aim to leverage our G20 presidency more so to ensure that the digital revolution delivers tangible progress for everyone in every corner of the world. The digital economy is no longer just a sector. It is the backbone of a modern society, a catalyst for development, and a key driver for economic and social transformation. Yet we must also recognize that this transformation comes with profound challenges, and our task today is to ensure that digital inclusion leads to equitable and just outcomes for all of humanity. We are here to open these meetings with a shared resolve to shape a digital future where no one is left behind. We have set our goal that digital inclusion and equity at the heart of the digital agenda. And this is guided by the African philosophy of Ubuntu, meaning I am because we are. This wisdom reminds us that our destinies are interconnected. And in the digital age, Ubuntu reminds us digital progress cannot be measured by individual gain alone. If billions of people remain offline, excluded from knowledge and opportunity, then our collective advancement is incomplete. And as the first African country to lead the G20, we carry the voices of developing nations that have for too long been on the periphery of technological revolutions. We are determined to place the Global South at the center of shaping a just and digital future. Our priorities resonate strongly with those championed by previous G20 presidencies of fellow developing nations, such as Indonesia, India, and most recently Brazil. Indonesia, during its 2022 presidency, stressed the importance of digital connectivity and post-pandemic digital recovery under the theme of Recover Together, Recover Stronger, emphasizing inclusive transformation and digital literacy. India's 2023 presidency took bold steps to promote digital public infrastructure as a public good, launching a global digital public infrastructure repository to share open technological solutions and knowledge with the world. Brazil's 2024 presidency carried this momentum forward, focusing on our work on digital inclusion, universal and meaningful connectivity, inclusive digital public infrastructure, and AI for sustainable development and equality reduction. South Africa's vision is to consolidate and advance its developing country digital agenda, moving from consensus to collective action. And we hope to do so by focusing on 4 key pillars, which include bridging the digital divide with meaningful connectivity, building inclusive digital public infrastructure, nurturing innovative ecosystems for local development, and championing ethical AI that respects our diverse languages, cultures, and values. These themes are deeply interconnected, and together they form the foundation of a people-centered digital future. Meaningful connectivity to the internet has become a necessity, not just a luxury to be enjoyed by the few. Yet the stark reality is that billions of people worldwide remain unconnected. According to the ITU, roughly 2.9 people still don't have internet access at all. And while most of these individuals live within the range of mobile broadband networks, they remain offline due to multiple factors ranging from high data cost, lack of affordable devices, and limited digital skills. Infrastructure alone is no longer enough. The real barriers to access are economic, educational, and even linguistic, and they demand our immediate collective attention. In order to unlock the socio-economic benefits of closing the digital divide, we'll realize boundless opportunities that exist. According to the GSMA, bringing the currently offline population into the internet could add a staggering $3.5 billion to the global economy by 2030, with 90% of these benefits flowing to developing countries. So it is our call that we cannot allow a new form of digital inequality to take hold in the world. This means mobilizing financing for digital infrastructure, sharing innovations to lower cost, and collaborating on policies to make internet access affordable to the poorest. Connectivity alone will also not guarantee empowerment. It must be underpinned by inclusive and secure systems that deliver essential services, namely digital public infrastructure. This includes platforms for e-government, digital identity, electronic payments, public broadband, and open digital goods. These are the core infrastructure of modern governance and service delivery. And in recognition of this, South Africa and the G20 have identified DPI as a strategic priority for advancing inclusion and enabling innovation. We draw inspiration from recent successes. India's leadership in deploying population-scale DPI, from the ADA digital ID to the UPI payment systems, has shown how digital public goods can radically expand financial inclusion and foster efficient service delivery. South Africa intends to build on this legacy, and it is why we are championing the creation of the DIP Innovation Accelerator, which will identify and showcase innovative digital public infrastructure implementations from all over the world, including those from this continent. It is by sharing knowledge on open source platforms, digital ID systems, e-health and e-learning solutions that we can truly help countries to leapfrog and tailor these tools to their local needs. Crucially, digital infrastructure must also be secure and trustworthy. And as we digitalize these vital services, we must invest in cybersecurity and data protection to safeguard citizens' privacy and data. Building public trust is absolutely non-negotiable. People will only embrace digital services if they are confident that their information is safe and that they can reliably access services whenever they are needed. And thus, our discussions must also touch on creating resilient and secure digital infrastructure across all of G20 countries in partnerships with the initiatives that are spearheaded by the ITU's Digital Infrastructure Investment Initiative. South Africa also believes in cultivating inclusive, innovative ecosystems where micro, small, and medium enterprises and startups can thrive, and where new ideas from all segments of society can flourish. These MSMEs are the backbone of our economies and the lifeblood of our communities. Across the developing world, and especially on our continent, these enterprises account for the majority of jobs and livelihoods, often in the informal sector. They are the engines of creativity and resilience, yet too often they operate on the margins of the digital economy, held back by limited capital, technology, and even access to broader markets. Our mission is to bring them into the center of the digital revolution. It is with in mind that we propose that G20 members share strategies on supporting startups and SMMEs, from startup financing initiatives to innovation hubs and tech parks, from simplifying regulatory burdens to providing mentorship networks. Let us all commit to growing the digital innovation ecosystem in all of our countries. And as we discuss policy frameworks, we must also consider the idea of an innovation fund or facility to support digital entrepreneurship in underserved regions. This is an idea that has been floated around for some time, with the notion of a possible global fund for AI and digital innovation. If we truly want a global digital economy, we must ensure that innovation is not restricted to boundaries, that brilliant ideas from Africa, Asia, or even Latin America can find the resources and support they need to grow. And finally, let me address one of the most consequential issues before us, which is the governance of artificial intelligence in an inclusive and ethical manner. Indeed, we recognize that AI is already changing how we work, communicate, and make decisions. And our task is to ensure that AI changes things for the betterment of all, not just a few. So we must actively deliver AI development to be more human-centric, designed to reflect our diversity, and deployed to close divides rather than widen them. A core theme under South Africa's presidency is AI for sustainable development and inequality reduction, echoing the focus that Brazil set at the Digital Economy Working Group last year. This means we look at AI not just from a technology perspective, but from the standpoint of the potential it has in promoting social impact. We must investigate how AI can help us achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, how it can improve healthcare, education, agriculture, and foster good governance, and equally how we can prevent AI from causing harm, whether through bias, misinformation, or abusive concentration of power. We know that AI is not only as good as the data and algorithms it is built on, and currently both of these have serious gaps. One glaring gap is the linguistic and cultural diversity deficit in AI systems. There are over 7,000 languages spoken in the world, yet most AI models and digital content are trained in a tiny fraction of these, predominantly in English and a handful of other languages. This linguistic inequity is not just a cultural loss. It's a practical barrier that threatens to exclude billions from the AI-driven digital economy. South Africa urges the G20 to support initiatives that will develop AI in low-resource languages and share data and tools to make this possible. During our task force discussions, we must consider how G20 nations can share best practice on AI governance, including regulatory approaches and standards to ensure that AI safety and trustworthiness. And I'm pleased to highlight that our presidency, as part of our presidency, we are also working with our partners to launch an AI for Africa initiative. This initiative will seek to realize the talent on the continent, build critical AI skills, and create AI-ready data sets and infrastructure for Africa and other developing countries. In so doing, we also contribute to the global public good on AI ecosystems that is more rich, diverse, and beneficial to all of humanity. So as we open the G20 Digital Economy Working Group and the AI Task Force, let us recognize the immense stakes of this moment. Digital transformation is rewriting social contracts, redrawing the lines of economic opportunity, and even redefining how power is exercised. It is up to us to ensure that this transformation is steered towards the common good. The digital divide, if unaddressed, will become the new face of global inequality. But if addressed through cooperation, the digital revolution can drive unprecedented inclusion and equity. Let us recognize that no single government, no sector can do this alone. The private sector, academia, civil society, and technical communities are all vital partners on this journey. We must harness the expertise of our knowledge partners and the passion of our innovators to realize this goal. Let us allow our deliberations to be fruitful, and let's rise to meet the urgency and magnitude of this moment. Together, let us usher in a new era of digital opportunity for all of us. And I wish you all of the best for the oncoming deliberations. Thank you very much.
A big round of applause for the Minister. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister, for setting the tone. And I could see from the facial expression of the delegates in this session that they are keen to engage. But unfortunately, they are going to engage in a formal session. They won't be able to engage you here and now, but they have picked up the issues that you have raised to set the tone for the discussions that are going to unfold in the next 5 days. The program now stands adjourned until 10 o'clock. We are now going to break for tea, but 10 o'clock, all the delegates must be seated here for the start of the session without fail. I'll request the ushers and the protocol to lead the leadership for the photo shoot outside. As well as, I think, communications will also be managing the media engagements, but I would request that the protocol then guides the leadership to where they are going to have the photo shoot outside. The session is adjourned until 10 o'clock. Thank you very much. A big round of applause for the program director.
Distinguished delegates, if we could get settled. Our distinguished G20 members, invited guest countries, international organizations, including the Undersecretary and Special Envoy for Digital and Emerging Technologies in the Office of the UN General Secretary, Mr. Ahmed Deep Gill, knowledge partners, captains of industries, partners, distinguished delegates, good morning. Molweni, and welcome to the second G20 Digital Economy Working Group meeting. We are deeply honored to host you in the home of the great South African legends, as we call it. My name is Gqeberha Jordan Gyani. I am the Director General for the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies, South Africa, and I will be the chair of the Digital Economy Working Group meeting. In terms of today's program, and I'm going to request our AV to assist us in projecting it. Just a few housekeeping rules before we get started. Ladies and gentlemen, the bathrooms are outside. You'll find them on the left or the right side of the corridors. Kindly switch off your mobile devices to silence in order for us to have an interruption-free discussions. This is a physical meeting. Is that correct? It's physical. Okay. It is a physical meeting. However, I'm aware that we do have member countries who have asked for an online link. And therefore, we kindly request that there be no other recordings made, and just for us to then respect the issues related to the POPI Act. No media is allowed for our closed session. I trust that they have exited the room, except for obviously our technical support, who are easily identifiable. And lastly, as mentioned previously, the foreign ministers as well as Sherpas meet regularly, and the last meeting was last week.